Hey all, Eskie here, bringing you another Deadlock replay review. So in this replay, we're watching Eido's Pocket. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. But yeah, his Pocket, pretty much his main hero, pretty big content creator, has really great movement. Encourage you guys to go check out his content. I will link the stream in the description below. So it does have a Yamato in the lane, so it looks like Yamato and Shiv have swapped. Pocket's going to have to be very careful with Yamato because if you notice in the left side of the screen right here, Pocket has negative 15 spirit resist to start the game, and Yamato's 1 is pretty deadly early game, so that's going to be a big thing to keep in mind here. Wow, dodges it with the Enchantress Satchel there. Really great dodge on the 1 there. I think he got some damage on the Yamato as well. Trying to keep the creep wave off the tower here. Does get hit by the Yamato 1. Got all 4 barrage shots on, though. Big damage from the Enchanter's Satchel. Might be able to get the kill here. I think that was a on-purpose missed punch there to try to bait out the parry, but it looks like Yamato decided not to parry. Still got the kill there, though. Yamato went for a big 1. Was able to kill the Yamato before that happened, so that was really good. So the first skill he went was Enchanter's Satchel, and then the second skill was Barrage there. The way the Yamato needs to play this lane is to be very careful of Pocket's cooldowns, especially getting hit by too many barrages in the early game. You know, that's a lot of damage amp, and if you get hit by all of them plus the Enchanter's Satchel, that's really big burst damage early game. So you really have to play around Pocket's cooldowns, because if you look, that's a 30-second cooldown. Another great dodge with the Enchanter's Satchel there. Uses the Flying Cloak as some harassment there. And then the first point for skill build here was in the Barrage for that extra 15 damage per projectile. And then the first 2 items here, the first one he went was Healing Right and then Ammo Scavenger. Ammo Scavenger is going to give you a lot of damage in the early game, kind of help you with your burst as Pocket. And then I'm pretty sure the reason that he chose to go Healing Right, so hits all 4 of those barrages with some big damage on the Yamato. I'm pretty sure the reason he went Healing Right early is because... Oh, maybe another kill on the Yamato here. Nope, but big damage. When you had that fight early game, Yamato's coming back with full health. He's struggling with health at that point, so having Healing Right and being able to top yourself off is going to allow you to continue to fight for the lane instead of having to go back or getting harassed out of the lane by Yamato. Going aggressive here, parries the Guardian. Oh, Yamato missed the 1 there, but I don't think it would have mattered. So big Guardian dive there. If you saw, he went up to the Guardian, parried the Guardian to prevent the damage, and then went in on the Yamato. And the reason he did that was because Yamato was so low health. He has an advantage here as well. I think Yamato just got an extra item. So Yamato probably only had 2 items, so... With the even items plus the low health on the Yamato, you can be pretty confident in going in there, especially when you have all your cooldowns up as Pocket. And really, really early Guardian kill there. So now he's up massively, 3.1k to 1.5k. So he basically gets to run the lane at this point, right? So going around farming these boxes, probably going to farm the jungle as well. Could look for a gank on the middle left lane too, if he wanted. But the Yamato really will not be able to push up at this point. She's so far behind on items. So 2 items to, yeah, we have 6 items. So Yamato probably even shouldn't be up that far. Yeah, they're looking to go in there. Yamato has to back off. There's no way the Yamato can contest right now. So if you see what he's doing, he's not pushing the wave. He's basically freezing it here to make it very hard for the Yamato to farm. So keeping the wave this close to the Guardian and forcing Yamato out so deep is going to give him the potential to get a kill on her because he's so far ahead right now. Here, let's fast forward through this pause. And then a few more items here. Enduring Spirit, Extra Stamina, Mystic Burst, and Hollow Point Ward. Some pretty typical items early game for Spirit with Mystic Burst and Enduring Spirit, Hollow Point Ward, and then extra stamina for that mobility. Just fast forwarding through these pauses real quick. And then skill build here was the 1 and the 2 in Barrage, and then 1 point in Flying Cloak. And going into the Yamato, you know, he has a massive advantage at this point, so Yamato should be pretty easy to kill. He has his ult. Yamato does not have her ult. It's a really good kill by Eido there. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And then one more point here in the cooldown reduction for Enchanter's Satchel. I'm going to come over here and take this jungle camp. Really recommend you guys do this as well. He has such a big advantage at this point that he has pretty much all the map control from his Guardian all the way up to this point, which is why he can be safely up here, especially if he sees both Infernus and Mirage over here in this lane. He knows that it's very unlikely people are rotating over to him if he can see both of them. It looks like he's actually going to rotate over here since they're pushed up so far. Try to get a kill on them. Looks like they are being pushed back though. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to do much here. Those two probably are not diveable at this point, and McGinnis and Kelvin can be good at dive. If McGinnis catches him with a wall, that could be a really good kill. But not going to risk it. Going to come back here and just pick up this farm. Make sure the Guardian doesn't take too much damage. And yeah, so first tier 2 here is Kinetic Dash. Kinetic Dash is going to give you some really great mobility, fire rate, and health, which Pocket desperately needs because Pocket can be pretty squishy. And then skill build here. Wait, I thought he had already got that. So he went the 1 and 2 in Barrage. I believe he went the 1 and 2 in Flying Cloak, and now he's gotten the 1 in Enchanter's Satchel. Or maybe he got the 1 in Enchanter's Satchel first, and then he went Flying Cloak. What? Did he DC? Just chilling, talking to stream? Okay, there we go. And then one more item here, Mystic Shot. Mystic Shot's going to be really, really good early game damage, especially on Spirit heroes like Pocket. Give you some really great harassment, and then some really good burst damage on your shotgun. So coming over here looking for the gank, popping the Barrage on Mirage. I think he got both of them in the ult there. Oh no. McGinnis tried to wall them and basically trolled there. I think they both would have been dead had that McGinnis wall not blocked both Kelvin and Pocket there. So that's pretty unfortunate. But you can kind of see how Eido is playing the map, right? He's not really interested and able to impact these two right lanes, but he's able to impact these two lanes, right? So staying on this side of the map to, 1, make sure this Guardian stays up and farm anytime it's being pushed. And then once you've pushed, you have map priority, so you can go around and farm jungle camps, farm boxes, or if Mirage and Infernus are pushed up in their lane, go and gank them. So it's really kind of a decision you have to make at that point. Kelvin and McGinnis are actually a pretty good lane to gank into, right? If McGinnis just hits her wall, Kelvin can hit his beam. Pretty easy gank at that point. So I would say definitely worth it to try to get those ganks off if Infernus and Mirage push up too far. So just pressuring the Yamato here. Like I said, maintaining a lot of map presence, farming their boxes on their side of the map. He is pretty far ahead of most people at this point, excluding maybe the Shiv. Was going to go for the vent, but coming around here, Shiv does see him, so he's probably going to have to back off. Why did he go through the wall there? I think this replay happened before the redesign of the hotel. I'm pretty sure that's the explanation of why he's going through the wall there. I don't think the hotel was redesigned when this match occurred, so that's probably why it looks like he's going through the wall there, if I had to guess. Infernus going really aggressive here. It's kind of hard to chase Infernus. It looks like he went into the subway, though. Kelvin domes? Interesting. Maybe that was a misclick. That doesn't seem like a dome he wanted to hit there. So concentrating on the Guardian here. They should get this Guardian kill. Looks like he's going to back off. There's really no objective here. Plus, the Guardian on the left side is getting pushed, so he's probably going to want to go grab that farm. Hopefully his team backs off as well. Looks like Kelvin does go down, unfortunately. McGinnis and Mirage are fighting. Maybe McGinnis will get the kill. So bridge buffs are up. Definitely going to want to go for the bridge buffs. Some beautiful movement there. Shiv going for the bridge buff too. He does get it over Shiv. Ults the Shiv. Big damage. He does back off, though. I imagine the reason he backed off there was because he didn't want to get in ult range of the Shiv. McGinnis goes and cleans it up, though, which is great. Map awareness from the McGinnis. If I had to guess why he backed off there, it's probably because of Shiv ult. And he had already blown his Enchanter Satchel, so he's not going to be able to Satchel the ult there. So some more skill builds. Basically, it's a 2-2-2. So the two 80+ damage on your Flying Cloak and Enchanter Satchel are really good early in mid game because it's going to give you those damage spikes because you are a burst character as Pocket. And then a few more items here. Cold Front, which is going to be some nice extra burst for you because it's going to do that spirit damage. And then Mystic Vulnerability is just going to amp your spirit damage that much more. And then improved cooldown as well. Pocket's very reliant on cooldown, so great for Pocket to have. Going in on the Infernus here, he is 3k ahead of the Infernus, so I imagine that's why he feels pretty confident here. Pops the Cold Front. Infernus does ult way too late, though. And damn, I think Infernus just dropped a pretty big bag as well. Yeah, that's an 800 bag at 12 minutes. So he pushed the lane there. Now that he's gotten the lane push, Yamato is over here, but Yamato probably can't contest him doing the tier 3 camp here. So he should feel pretty confident in doing this. He also sees at least 2 to 3. I think there's 3 or 4 now, actually. Yeah, so he sees 4 in the far right lane here, ganking the Vindicta. One of the things he could have done is he could have gone through the teleporter, although it pretty much looked like Vindicta was dead at that point, right? Greytown and Paradox hadn't rotated over. Vindicta was pretty much by herself, so staying and doing the tier 3 camp there I think is probably the best play. He could go for a teleporter play now because they're fighting. See if he wants to do that. He could also go and take this jungle camp and put more pressure on the map. Looks like he's going to buy. So grabbing his Veil Walker. I think that's the preferred mobility gank item on Pocket. I think after the Majestic Leap nerfs, the cooldown is just so long that it might not be worth it anymore. So I think the Veil Walker is basically the replacement for Majestic Leap. Going aggressive on this Yamato here. Damn, that was some big burst. So he hit his barrage first, and then he basically comboed his 2, his 3, plus the Cold Front there, and didn't even need his ultimate and was able to burst down that Yamato before she could even ult. Does ult the Ivy here, focusing down the Walker. He's probably going to die here, though, for this Walker. Yeah, does die for the Walker there, and drops a 1000k bag. I don't know. Maybe that was worth it. I don't know, though. I don't think they denied any of those souls, so maybe as a team-wide thing that was worth it, but dropping 1,000 souls this early on, I think that was much more of an even trade than it should have been, right? Maybe he could have just backed off there and came back for that Walker instead of hard pushing it like that. So yeah, let's look at the state of the game here. So his team is up 10k, so they're very, very far ahead at this point. Although they just got urns, so if you see, so I think this is a great point to make how important urns are right now. So while we were talking, they had delivered their urn. They were down 10k, they're only down 3k now. So that's how important urns are. I really, really encourage you guys to always contest the urn. And urn is just such a big comeback mechanic in this game now that you really got to put at least 5 people, if not the whole team, on the urn fight. Because it's just so many souls, plus the stats you get from it as well. So focusing down this Walker here, he is going to back out. They're getting a lot of soul denies off that, though. So that's one of the things you guys really have to keep in mind, too, when you're pushing Walkers, is a Walker is usually worth it to kill, but you do have to keep in mind, am I going to be able to stay there and secure all those souls that come out of the Walker? Or am I going to give the enemy team, the opportunity to deny there? So they did deny a lot of that, which makes it a lot less worth to get that Walker. So let's see what he bought. He bought Warpstone here, giving him that extra mobility. The way that you're going to survive as Pocket is mobility, so that's why you're going to want that extra mobility. He does get hit by Slowing Hex there. Going to back off here. There's an Infernus and a Shiv and an Ivy over here. So this is a 3v3. They should be able to fight. Infernus does get staked here. Going to hit all the barrages. And yeah, burst him down there. Mirage not having a good game here. So good transition by his team to come and gank that Infernus as the Infernus was pushing. Infernus did have two teammates there, but I don't know that that was necessarily the best push, especially since Pocket is so far ahead right now. Although, if you see, the enemy team's kind of back into this, right? They're only 3k down. Probably going to get the kill on this Mirage, though. Yeah, big burst. Big burst. And yeah, so Mirage and Ivy have just died. That's really bad timing to get picked because Kelvin is rotating with the urn. So this is what I'm talking about, right? The urn is such a great comeback mechanic, but dying right before the urn fight is so bad because let's see how big their soul lead spikes here. They get the kill on Wraith as well. And yeah, so they're now up 10k. They're going to get a walker as well off this because people just keep dying one by one. So they actually got 2 walkers, I believe. I think they got this walker and both right side walkers. So now they have a massive, massive souls lead. So that kind of illustrates, you know, why it's bad to die in these situations. Why it was bad for that Infernus to die. Why it was bad for that Mirage to die. A little bit overextended right there. Now you've given them an urn, which is a huge soul swing, plus 2 walkers. They are super far ahead now when you were only 3k down before that. And, you know, very possible that they could have come back into the game, even though Pocket has dominated the Yamato in lane at this point and gotten a lot of farm. Always have the possibility to come back in a game. So let's look at skill build here again. 1 and 2 in the Affliction, and then the 5 in Barrage as well. And no new items here. Probably saving for the 6200. If I had to guess, 6200 is probably going to be Diviner's Kevlar. I think that's probably the best 6200 on Pocket. It just gives you all that extra damage. You're going to want to be in the middle of the fight, ult as soon as possible, so that Diviner's Kevlar is going to activate immediately, give you a lot of tankiness to sit in that fight. And yeah, so he is going to go Diviner's Kevlar. Damn. They got Yellow Guardian at almost 18 minutes. That Guardian survived a super long time. Hopefully this Deadlock network offline is not going to affect me. Oh, you guys can't see that because my camera's covering it. We're chilling though. So just farming this side of the map right now. I think in this case you could force a mid boss, right? Maybe you bring it down to half and you bait it out. You definitely can't do mid-boss into this team, into the blue team. So they do get a pick on Ivy here. But even in this case, right, they have Mirage Tornado, Infernus ult, Yamato ult, Wraith ult if she has it at 5. She only has it at 2 right now. So you have all these ways for them to steal mid-boss. So mid-boss is kind of a bait at that point, right? Like you can bait it, bring it down to half, make it do the audio cue, and try to bait out a fight. But you really don't want to bring it down because it's pretty easy for them to steal with all their tools that they have. So just going to farm their side of the map here, try to maintain some map control. If you see, a lot of his team is pretty much sitting at the midline here. They're pretty far ahead, so they basically have the map control at this point. So they can sit comfortably at the midline, and the enemy team is sitting, you know, pretty far back here, probably at this line right here. And that's what kind of happens when you're losing, you don't have map control, you have to stay back into your base. And yeah, so let's talk about some of the ways that the enemy team could come back here. So Pocket has most of the farm, including, you know, maybe Grey Talon as well. So think about some of the things that you could build in this case against the Pocket. Silence Glyph would be great. Pocket relies a lot on mobility and skills to survive in fights, like Enchanter's Satchel, Warp Stone. So hitting a Silence Glyph once the Pocket goes in can give you a really good way to kill the Pocket. Curse if you can afford it as well. And then let's say you want to counter the Vindicta and the Grey Talon, Knockdown's going to be a really good item to buy as well. So when you hit this mid-game, you really want to start thinking about items you want to buy to counter the most fed person on the enemy team. So big barrage there. I think he hit all of them. He hit 3 of them. Got the kill on the... Man, Yamato's just not having a good game. Killed before she can ult every time. Chasing down the Mirage here. Gets the kill on the Mirage as well. Did hit a 3-person Affliction, which is really, really good. Obviously, Affliction is such a fight-changing ultimate that hitting as many people as you can is going to help you win those fights because it's going to force those people to back off. Another thing the enemy team could do here, and while they're going to fight mid-boss, because I think this is a pretty free mid-boss at this point, Ivy could contest, but I really highly doubt she's going to. Let's see. Do any of them have debuff reducer? So Mirage does have debuff remover. I think that's a great buy. But none of them have debuff reducer. So knowing that the Pocket's fed, and the Pocket just got the tier 5 in Affliction here as well. Eido went that for the next skill build. Having debuff remover, or at least debuff reducer, is going to give you that ability to not be pushed out of a fight from Pocket's ultimate. So I think that would be a really good buy for the enemy team. They haven't chose to do that yet, though. A few more buys here. Ethereal Shift. Like I said, your main survivability as Pocket is mostly mobility, but definitely your Enchanter Satchel, and then Ethereal Shift as well. And then Superior cooldown, probably going to be on the ultimate. Yeah, so Superior cooldown on the ultimate. It's a big ultimate, 3-person ultimate there. Dodging the Infernus ult is going to get the kill there. Probably going to pop a barrage. He does get Wraith ulted. Oh, wow. Nice. So hit the Ethereal Shift there to dodge the Wraith ult. Does get tornadoed. Oh, man. Oh, this McGinnis is just not having the best game, man. That was another troll wall. Doesn't look like it's going to matter, though. Probably going to get the kill. Yeah, going to get the kill on the Yamato. The Yamato didn't have ult there. Already ulted. And this will probably be game at this point. So, you know, Eido's Pocket, pretty legendary. His mainly played character. Really encourage you guys to watch his streams. Really, really good streams. And yeah, so some of this enemy, even though it looks like a really bad game right at this point, the enemy team, the blue team, really could have come back into this game. I think with a few better buys and some, you know, very inopportune deaths when it came to earn fights, and this game could have gone a lot differently. Swap on the Shiv there just to get that extra kill. And yeah, so I think this is going to be Patron, and this is probably be GG. Ooh, why do you go through the wall there? Once again, I think that's because of the redesign with the replay. GG. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, if you enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this Pocket build. And if you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe to my channel. It really, really helps me out. So I made an announcement in the last video. I'll make the announcement here again. If you guys are interested in replay reviews, having your replays reviewed, or even replays that you find that you think are interesting, please join my Discord, post them in the replay reviews section. I'm going to look through all of that, pick out some replays, do some other type of replay reviews. I've just done mostly Eternus level replay reviews. I'd like to do different level ranked as well, because I think there's going to be even more teachable moments there, even more that you guys can learn from. So if you guys are interested in that and helping me build a community, link's going to be down in the description. Please join my Discord. Once again, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.